Hey everybody, it's Karrie and I'm back with another Adventures in Cooking video for you today. This is going to be a hot artichoke and spinach dip. I love this type of dip. I saw this recipe and thought I would try it. I have not made it before, so I thought why not try it. You're going to put it all in a slow cooker and I hope you guys enjoy this video. These are all the ingredients I'm going to be using to make this hot artichoke and spinach dip. I've got a box of chopped spinach. It's just a plain one. I am going to have to thaw this in the microwave first, but it's 9 ounces or 255 grams. I've got a can of quartered artichoke hearts. It is the 14-ounce can or 397 grams. And you've got to drain these and chop them. I've got some mayo right here. It's going to have a half a cup of mayo, and I'm going to be using cream cheese. The recipe that I found actually said use Swiss cheese, but I decided to go with cream cheese instead. It just sounded a little bit better to me. We'll see how this turns out, but I'm going to use half of this. This is 8 ounces. I'm going to cut it in half and only use 4 ounces. And then this thing over here is some Alfredo sauce. The recipe calls for 1/2 cup of Alfredo pasta sauce, and it says get it in the grocery store, just whatever you buy, but I make my own. I like it so much better, so I'm going to use a 1/2 cup of this right here, and then I'm going to throw all of that into a slow cooker and let it cook. It says for 2 to 4 hours, and then you're supposed to serve it with some bread or whatever you want to serve. So I did go ahead and buy this baguette from Publix. It just said they make it from scratch daily at Publix, so I thought why not get this baguette. So I'm going to go ahead and throw all of this stuff into a crock pot. And then when it's served or right before it gets ready to be eaten, I'm going to sprinkle some Parmesan and Romano cheese over the top of it. I've got the artichokes right here. I've already drained them, so I'm going to give them just a rough chop right now. I don't think you have to be too precise, but you just don't necessarily want huge chunks of these, so just give them a rough chop. That looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to set these aside, and then I'm going to drain my spinach right now. I've got my slow cooker out right here, and this is a little one, so I'm hoping this all fits. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding the ingredients. I'm going to add the spinach and artichokes. I just went ahead and put them all like in a strainer. They've been drained. I'm going to add the 1/2 cup of mayonnaise right here. I'll just reuse that spoon. And then I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of my Alfredo sauce that I made earlier. And I'm adding half of the cream cheese, approximately 4 ounces. I am going to stir all this together. I realize the cream cheese is not going to stir in well until it gets hot and starts to melt. And then I will just stir it in as it melts, as it goes along. And then it says about 2 to 4 hours it should be done. Since this is a little crock pot and I've got it on low, I may turn it up to high, so I'm really not sure of the time, but I will definitely let you know what I think of this. I've never tried this before, so it's a brand new recipe to me, and we'll see how it goes. And I'll come back later and show you what it looks like. Here is the result after it being in there for 2 hours, and it's really steamy right now. The first hour I put it on high, then I reduced it to low for the second hour, and as you can see, it's burning a little bit right there, so I can't even imagine it going to 4 hours. I think 1 to 2 hours is definitely sufficient. Oh, we're steaming up the camera some more. Here's how I plated it. I added some Parmigiano Reggiano right over here, mixed with some Pecorino Romano, and I just got some of that bread I sliced really thin. Put just a little bit of butter on those and toasted those in the oven. So I'm going to try it now, and I will let you know what I think of this. Okay guys, I was going to let you know how the dip tasted, and I actually thought it was really, really good. I will say one thing. It could have used just the tiniest bit of salt added to it, especially since I was using the bread to put the dip on. Now, if you were going to be using, say, some chips or some crackers, I don't think you're going to need the salt because of the salt that's already on that product, whereas the bread didn't really have a lot of salt on it, so that was my only issue with that. But other than that, it was pretty tasty. It was super easy to make, and it did not take the full amount of time that the recipe was calling for. I just put it in there. I actually thought it was done in 1 hour. I did let it go for 2 hours, so I had it on high for 1 hour, then I turned it down to low the second hour. But it was really ready in that first hour, so I just thought I would share that with you as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.